Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 72. Today, we're going to talk about the secret to life. And we kind of talk about that every week, but we're going to
You.
go into a chapter again on the secret in the book. And I love this first page here, page and a half starting out. So I'll read that. Um, and we've known and we coach all the time that really the secret to life is finding joy and staying in that joyous feeling and um, choosing happiness every day and really that makes life so much better, right? So much
It
easier.
does.
Yeah. Even like now, we've been under the weather, a lot of people around us. It's getting to be that winter time around here. So, that's when colds happen and you get the sniffles and whatever. But even when you're not feeling good, if you choose to
True.
be happy,
Yeah.
to oh, I'm getting an echo. Choose to um find joy in everything, even when you're not feeling good, you're going to get better a lot faster and you're going to feel better even when you're resting and recouping from whatever's going on. So I'll read this little piece here and then we'll discuss a little bit. So it starts out Neil Donald Walsh, author, international speaker, and spiritual messenger. There is no blackboard in the sky in which God has written your purpose, your mission in life. There's no blackboard in the sky that says Neil Donald Walsh, handsome guy who lived in the first part of the 21st century, who dot dot dot. And then there's a blank. And all I have to do is really understand what I'm doing here. Why I'm here is to find that blackbird board and find out what God really has in mind for me. But the blackboard doesn't exist. So your purpose is what you say it is. Your mission is the mission you give yourself. Your life will be what you create it as, and no one will stand in judgment of it now or ever. You get to fill the blackboard of your life with whatever you want. If you have filled it in with baggage from the past, wipe it clean. Erase everything from the past that does not serve you and be grateful it brought you to this place now and to a new beginning. You have a clean slate. You can start over right here, right now. Find your joy and live it. So, so good. And that's something to always remember, right? You can start over any day you want. You don't have to wait for something to become who you want to be and who you feel like you are, or what your mission is, or what you want to do in your life. Start today, start tomorrow. Just do it, right?
Right. One of my favorite things to say is this moment is a new moment
Yeah.
and anything can be. So if you started, in the first part of your day in a way that you didn't want,
Yeah.
flip the script now, right now in this moment and say, okay, well, that's not what I want to continue for the rest of my day
Right.
and move on to something new in that moment. You don't have to stay there just because you started there.
That's right.
People think, oh, well, if I change now, they'll throw everybody off. Well, big whoopity do. you
Yeah,
know, throw everybody off. Maybe it'll throw them off their game in a positive way. Like, wow, she just like did a 180 in that 5 minutes she went on her break.
that's
How did
right.
she do that?
Yeah.
How did she do that? I want to do that. I don't want to have a crappy day the rest of the day. How can I do that?
Yeah.
People will ask you, how do you do that? How did you do that?
Hmm.
Tell me more.
Yeah, I love that. You know, it, And the more we do that for ourselves, the more people will see that and they'll do it themselves because they see, well, she did it. Why can't I? Why can't I, switch jobs at middle age or switch careers when I'm 50 or whatever, we can always move to what feels good to us and do that. And you're going to be so glad you did on the other side of it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Absolutely.
I'll read a couple more of these little quotes from people in here. So Jack Canfield writes, "It took a lot of years for me to get this point because I grew up very much with this idea that there was something I was supposed to do, and if I wasn't doing it, God wouldn't be happy with me. When I really understood that my primary aim was to feel and experience joy, then I began to do those things which brought me joy. I have a saying, if it ain't fun, don't do it." So true. Um, if you are constantly seeking that joy, um, you're always going to be feeling good in your life. And then you're bringing more things to you, like the law of attraction states. You keep bringing that to you when you're in that good state and you're doing things that you love and things that you're having fun doing.
Right.
Couple
You know
years.
what I love? Oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
oh, I just was going to say for a couple of years, I had my joy was on my wall to remind me every time I did a video or I was online, it would always reflect in the screen that, you know, effervescent joy is what was my kind of word of the year. And I did it 2 years in a row. And it was really cool because I concentrated on that and I made that my mission for those 2 years. And that was during COVID. So it was um, something that I really wanted to do so I wouldn't get down for being stuck at home or whatever. All the things we went through during that time. It was a reminder to always look for things that made me feel good in those days. So, and it really helped me get through that time of our lives. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Chris?
Well, I love that, Tracy. Finding the gold nuggets in every day and every moment is something we talk about a lot, something that I live by
Yeah.
myself. And so I just love that. But I was thinking about, so that last quote you wrote was Jack Canfield.
Mhm.
Everybody knows Jack Canfield.
Right.
And there's a reason everybody knows Jack Canfield is because he, through his writings and his speakings and all of the things that he does, uplifts millions of people.
Yeah.
He tells you right here, how did I do that?
Right.
I decided that I would do all the things that brought me joy and that were fun for me.
Yeah.
And he created an empire that uplifts millions of people.
Right.
So think about
Yeah.
if he's saying that's how he did that, what could you do
Yeah.
by following the things that bring you joy? Not saying you throw everything aside and I'm going to follow my bliss. No, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, I decided to have fun. I
Yeah.
decided to do the things that were fun for me. And I decided to live every day in joy.
Yeah.
And as he went on that path, it led him to amazing and beautiful and wonderful things, and
Yeah.
also led him to a career that now uplifts others. And there's a lot of people that listen to us, and there's us included, that our our mission that we've created for ourselves is upliftment,
Yeah.
to uplift not only ourselves, but uplift others with us.
Hmm.
So, say for him to say that that's what he began to do,
Yeah.
well, wouldn't it behoove us to listen to those people that have come before us and have already done those things and created a wonderful and beautiful thing on this planet for others?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it behoove us to kind of listen to that? Because there's some piece in there that he's trying to tell us so that we can follow in his footsteps.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool to have these people that have come before us to follow and admire and let their teachings mentor us, even if we're not one-on-one, if we don't know them personally, but to read their books and to watch their videos and stuff like that to help us stay on that path of seeking joy and looking for the things that help us feel good and to do them and to let them be an example to us that anything's possible. We can do anything we set our mind to, and it's so fun to be on a journey of doing those things and feeling that joy every day, even when we're doing things, you still have to wash the dishes and do the laundry and all that stuff, but we can still find joy in that and appreciate that we can do that and do those things and being in joy while you're doing the tasks maybe that you don't really like to do during your day. It makes them go faster and it makes it you breeze through those things a lot easier when you are focusing on being happy and being in your joy. And yeah, I love it.
Right. And you can make it fun too.
Yeah,
That's one thing a lot of people, they take all of those things so seriously. Well, I have to do this, I have to do that. Well, A, you don't have to do anything,
right.
honestly. You
Yeah.
get to choose, do you want to have dirty dishes all over your house? No. So you choose to do them, right? Well, you already made that choice that you're going to have a clean house because you're going to clean all your dishes, right?
Yeah.
Well, you could choose to just do it and not enjoy it, or you could choose to do it and listen to music,
Yeah.
maybe dance a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe daydream while you're doing the dishes and think about all the cool and amazing things that you're creating in your life. You can
Mhm.
have fun. Like, you don't have to take everything in life so seriously
Yeah.
and suck the joy out of it because you feel you have to do things. You can
Right.
have fun while you're doing the dishes. You can have fun while you're cooking. You can have fun just standing alone in your kitchen. You can dance, you can sing, you can have a little fun, you can daydream, you can find all sorts of things to enjoy in every moment, and that's up to you. That's one thing that we always talk about, like you said, Tracy, earlier. Choosing joy, that was actually choosing happiness was the topic of our very first podcast that we did. So if you haven't watched that one, go back and watch it. I'm sure it's terrible and awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is we get to choose. You get to choose every single day how you live your life. And a
Hmm.
lot of people say that they want their life to be more fun. Well, shouldn't you choose to do things in a way that makes the everyday part of life fun?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, logically, if we're logically thinking, if you want life to be more fun, shouldn't you do things in life that make it more fun?
Right.
Perhaps,
Yeah.
perhaps,
That's so
perhaps.
true. Yeah. And I'm going to read this little quote by Dr. John Gray, and it's on the same line. Anything that makes you feel good is always going to be drawing in more. You are reading this book right now. It's you that drew this into your life, and it's your choice whether you want to take it and utilize it if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then let it go. Find something that feels good, that resonates with your heart. And yeah, it's so true when we just do things and be excited about our lives, be excited about what we get to do every day, that we have the freedom to do things that we want to do, and know that if it's something that isn't feeling good in it's not helping you feel happy and in your joy throughout the day, then you can pivot, like we always talk about, pivot into something better. You can look for a different job. You can find something else to do that will bring you more joy. And trying different things, taking more classes that learning something new, that's a good way to start. Try to take a little crafting class or an art class or join a writing group or join a scrapbooking group or, some kind of hobby that you love to do. Try some different things because you don't know if you're going to like it until you try it. and they can, things like that can bring you so much joy. Even if it's going for a walk, or petting your cat or your dog, or having, maybe you have never had a pet, maybe you want to try that. It's There's so many things out there to help level you up in your life that are amazing.
Right. One of the things we talked about recently, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but if you keep doing the same things over and over again, you have to expect the same results.
Right.
But if you start doing new things, you can expect new results.
Yeah.
And, what you expect is what you get. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you expect the same things over and over again, you're going to keep getting the same things.
Yeah.
But if you try new things, that helps you get out of that and start to expect different things to happen to you and new things to happen to you. And
Mhm.
getting out of that rut can really help you to move forward in
Yeah.
a lot of ways,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways that you've been wanting to. You
Yeah.
can have, you can finally allow that space for new things to come in. So
Hmm.
kind of do that too, and it could just be a little thing of, well, today I'm going to try dancing in my kitchen
Yeah.
when I'm cleaning up or
Yeah.
when I'm cooking and see how that feels. Does it
Yeah.
feel good to me? Does it not feel good to me? Then I'll know,
Yeah.
but who can feel bad while dancing? Because nobody's watching you, so there's no one to judge you except for yourself. So as long as you're having fun, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Feels good to move and it feels good to have a little fun and be a little silly
Hmm.
now. And, as children, we didn't worry about what everybody else is thinking about. When
Right.
everybody thinks about what we were doing, we just did what felt good to us.
Yeah.
And as adults, we need to just maybe bring a little bit of that back, bring that childlike joy back into our lives so we can enjoy the lives that we have now as adults as well.
Yeah. Exactly. Sometimes you get, or people will get stuck in that rut where, oh, I'm an adult, I can't have fun, I can't just burst into dance if I want to. Well, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can, and we're
Mhm.
proof that we do.
We do. Yeah, we do. I do at home. I do in the car. I do on our podcast. I do in public.
Yeah.
And nobody ever looks at me askance. Sometimes they'll laugh, but it's because they're colluding in my joy. They feel it and they think it's hilarious. Like
Yeah.
somebody would actually do that. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to. I do
Right.
that kind of stuff at work, or do a little skip down the hall,
Yeah.
and everyone thinks it's hilarious. Well, yeah, because we're all having fun in that moment,
Yeah.
and why not? Why not have a little bit of fun?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone there knows I'm not nuts, so it helps.
Right. Yeah. And when you express that joy and someone's watching, it gives them an exponential feeling of the joy that you're getting from doing the thing that made them feel good. So remember that you're the one in charge of yourself. You can do it anytime. Take 100% responsibility for your mood, for your how you feel in your day, what you're doing, in your day-to-day life. You are the one responsible for that. So make it good and know that if you want to do something goofy, or, have fun in what you're doing, you're allowed to do that. It's your choice. So fun.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I'll read a little one from Lisa Nichols. We talked about her last time. She's so fun. And she's someone that is always in her joy when she is on stage or talking, giving a talk or anything. She makes it is one of her priorities to be joyful in her life, and it's awesome, and it just exudes out of her, or bubbles out of her all the time. So when you follow your bliss, you live in a constant space of joy. You open yourself to the abundance of the universe. You're excited to share your life with those you love, and your excitement, your passion, your bliss becomes contagious. And that's what we were just talking about. When you're doing that, and it is a ripple effect. It shines out to others, and they can feel it, and then they want to feel like that too. So they're gonna start doing it. So um, do that in your life every day.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things I always find interesting, so I do expos, and
Hmm.
I've mentioned that a couple times. I was just in Fargo this weekend. Um, and it was a huge expo. It was wonderful. I had so much fun. So thank you everyone who came out to see me. It was an amazing time and everyone was wonderful. And I find it super interesting. So doing readings is one of the joys of my life. It fills me up and it brings me so much joy and happiness to work with people, to do spiritual coaching, to do, anything that I do with readings or the coaching or all of that. Joy. Like I do the joy that I feel. And it's funny because when I'm at those places, there's tons of people walking by. There's probably 800 people there this weekend. And, people are going by and they're coming by and you can see them observing or see them coming by. And it's interesting how many people come up to me or to my mother who was helping me at the expo, who wouldn't be on our podcast last week.
We'll
She
get
doesn't like she doesn't like having her face on video. But um, how many people come up and say, I was just drawn to you. I
that's
was just drawn to you. I just had to come over because I was just drawn to you and I don't know why.
yeah,
And I know why. I know it's because I'm exuding that joy and that fun and that zest for life that they're seeking. And so they're drawn to that because they're like, yes, it's that ripple effect, like you said, that goes out to other people and they feel it and they're drawn in. They're like, I just had to stop by and it just feels so good over here. It's because I'm filled up. I'm exuding that joy and I'm sharing it with everybody that's coming into that space and everybody that's walking around and they can feel that. They're drawn to that. So that's the thing. As you exude more joy, as you enjoy your life more, the people that are seeking that or the people that are like that too will be drawn into your life, because like attracts like.
yeah,
People are like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I feel drawn to you. Well, it's because of that joy that you're exuding. And they're like, yes, I want that too. And then you can share that with people, what you're doing. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think it'd be that simple. Is it that simple? You'd be like, yeah,
it
yeah.
is. It is. Yeah,
It's simple. It's not just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy to practice every day.
yeah,
Every day will be different. But that's kind of the fun of it too, though.
yeah,
Is life is an adventure.
yeah.
And every day can be that little adventure of how am I going to respond with joy today? How am I going to have fun today? What are the things that are going to come up that are going to be fun and exciting and different?
Hmm.
And I look forward to that.
Yeah, yeah. So good. Yeah. Um, should I read a couple more quotes here?
Yeah, this chapter is filled with wonderful quotes and ideas. I love it.
It is so good. So, let's do Marie Diamond. We will live, we you will live in a different reality, a different life, and people will look at you and say, "What do you do different from me?" Well, the only thing that is different is that you work with the secret. So, when you're living in that joy and bringing, looking for the things that bring you happiness and joy every day, it becomes a magical thing, and it gets easier and easier all the time. um it's just something that will magnetically attract to you once you're in that joyful feeling, and stay there and keep looking out, being aware of, oh, this feels really good to do this. I'm going to do it some more, or I'm going to do it more often. And just relaxing into that and thinking about it, and it doesn't have to be huge things. It can be stepping outside your door. Like right now, it's rainy here, but stepping outside and just taking a deep breath in of that fresh air and the rain and the fall smells all around us. It just feels so good to do that. And it can be as easy as that to lift your whole day and make it turn around when you're feeling a little blue or a little, off balance or off your energy. So,
You know
yeah.
what's hilarious, Tracy?
What
That's exactly what I did this morning.
did you?
So, yeah, I've been under the weather for a few days.
Yeah.
And Under the weather means sick, in case you don't know what that means. And this morning, I got up, in my pajamas and whatever, and I just walked over to the door and I looked outside and I was like, well, it's kind of gray out. So I just went to the door and I opened the door and
Mm.
I just took a deep breath of fresh air and I said, good morning to the squirrels.
There's plenty of those out there right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's lots. They're like finding all the things to get ready for winter, and they're doing a great job of it. And I have a group of them that they must be a family at this point because I used to just have one twitchy squirrel, and now I have a bunch.
Oh,
So I saw like, one of the little twitchy squirrels just running around. I said, "Good morning." And I just breathe that fresh air because I love that fall to wintry air. There's just a smell to it that's so inviting.
isn't
And so
it?
I did that, and I was like, "Great." Now I start my morning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good.
I did
Yeah.
that, and it felt good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suggest it. It was great.
It is awesome. I know yesterday, they were preparing us on the news for the weather that's coming and saying that it's going to be cold and it's going to be rainy and it's going to be windy and we're going to get some snow probably. And um, last night it was cloudy, but it was so beautiful out at in the early evening. It was dark because we get dark early now, but it was just peaceful, a quiet, like the quiet before the storm, I suppose. But and we didn't get that bad of weather here anyway. Um, but it was so beautiful, and I made sure that I noticed it and prioritized it. That, oh wow, it's just a gorgeous night tonight, and it felt so good to acknowledge that. And especially here when we it turns to winter fast sometimes, and it might be our last nice day before we don't see it for 6 months, So it was so good to do that last night and feel that how good it felt. And it was warm and there was moisture in the air, but it wasn't raining. It was just beautiful. There was no wind. It was just great. So it take those seconds and those moments in when you catch them and have gratitude for that. Enjoy those little brief moments that you can take a look at what's going on around you and enjoy that in the moment while it's there. And it's going to help you appreciate every day a little more when you can do that. Yeah, love it.
Right. You got to find those gold nuggets
Yeah, for
in
sure.
every day,
Yeah.
and you got to look for them, like you said. Be
Right.
aware when they're around you, and be aware of the things that are happening around you, and what you can appreciate and enjoy in that moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because I mean, weather is a thing around here where it can change on a dime. And
Yeah.
I said it was going to, and it really didn't.
Yeah.
I expected it to be fine, and it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
It's
It's
fine.
so
It's been gray all day, but I don't mind. I don't mind a little bit of grayness because there's beauty in that too. And then the sun's not shining in my eyes and giving me a headache, but I don't feel great. So I'm like, that's fine.
right.
Give me gray.
Yeah.
Perfect. We
It
needed the rain anyway. It's been too dry, and we
yeah.
need that for the earth and for all the animals and everything to be able to get their drinks because there's no snow. So
Yeah. Yeah. We did need it
perfect.
really a lot. One thing that was fun this morning, I was writing in my gratitude journal and I was writing how I think about last night when it felt so good and it was warm out and it the weather was just perfect. And I was looking at it raining and how it was cool to see the rain flutter. The leaves were fluttering because they were getting hit by the raindrops. And as I was writing my gratitude, the sun peeked out for just like maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And it was like, oh my God, it's getting lighter and lighter. And I noticed that while I was writing. And then pretty soon the sun was shining on me in the window. And I was like, thank you. That was perfect. You couldn't have you couldn't have scripted that in a movie. It was
Beautiful.
good. Yeah. And then it went back to clouds and rain and some more. But it was just like, okay, you're talking about this, so here I am. It's so cool. So fun when stuff like that happens and the synchronicities come more and more when you are aware of that and you're making that a priority in your life. So really good.
I love
Uh,
that. Beautiful.
yeah. Let's see. I'll read one more from Bob Proctor, one of my favorites. So, this is about embracing your magnificence. See yourself with the good that you desire. Every religious book tells us that. Every great book in philosophy, every great leader, all the avatars you have that have ever lived, go back and study the wise ones. Many of them have been presented to you in this book. They all understand one thing. They understood the secret. Now you understand it. And the more you use it, the more you'll understand it. And then it continues on. The secret is within you. The more you use the power within you, the more you will draw it to you. You will reach a point where you won't need to practice anymore because you will be the power. You will be the perfection. You will be the wisdom. You will be the intelligence. And you will be the love. And you will be the joy. So, so good. Yeah, that feels good.
I love it. Every practice becomes a habit, and
Yeah,
every habit becomes a way of being.
yeah.
So if you practice, then
Mhm.
your habit forms, and then that habit becomes your way of being, and you don't even have to think about it anymore. So the more that you practice being in joy, the more you practice having fun, the more that becomes your way of being, and the more that it naturally comes to you, and you find new ways to do it. You
Yeah,
know, and it's just easy.
yeah, yeah. So let's all have an easy rest of our week. This is a perfect way to end today.
Absolutely. Let's all have some fun this week.
Yeah,
Find ways to have a little bit of fun in ways that you haven't for a while or you never have before. You
yeah,
know, find that joy in every moment, find that joy in every day. And if you can't find it, make it.
yeah, yeah,
Because that's what we're here to do is create,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
let's create a beautiful and fun week together.
yeah. We are creators. So use those abilities and do it every day. Awesome. Carissa, where can we find you on the wonderful interwebs?
On the interwebs, you can find me on Light of Hope Healing, on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. Sorry. Ooh, words. You can also find us collectively on Facebook at our Soul Space. You can find us here on YouTube at Soul Space Podcast. Nothing before or after that, at Soul Space Podcast only. Um, and you can also find me on my Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site, where I have recently added new tickets to my brand new on demand
Huh?
Crystal's class. So it's the Unleashing the Power of Crystal Energy, Crystal Healing Secrets to Uplevel Your Life again. But this time it's going to be on demand, so you can watch it on your own. And then I'll do a live Q&A, and this is all starting in December. It'll be December 16th to January 6th. You'll have access to the videos, and I'll be live on December 30th at 5:30 for the live Q&A. And so I'm super excited about that. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited for the new people that have already signed up for my class.
Awesome.
Um, and there's more to come with Tracy and I as well. So we're super excited for December. We're super excited for the new year. Tracy, where can people find you if they want to find out more?
You can find me at inspiredsignals.com is my website. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube a little bit. um, and I have a few things coming up that I will post on my Facebook site and Instagram. So you can stay in touch there. I always post things more in real time on those pages. Um, my website, I don't update that often, except my blog. I try to blog once in a while. not not as much as I'd like yet, but we're getting there. All the things. are fun to do. So we're just staying up with that and learning new things all the time. So find us online and here on our YouTube channel. We always post weekly on here. So we are on to next week. Pretty soon it's holiday time. So excited about that. Um, Next week, we'll probably do something on thankfulness or gratitude for Thanksgiving.
Appreciation.
Yeah, appreciation. We love it. So we'll see you next week. Have a great day. Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys.